Kyle is famous. That's the game we're playing today. I woke up. He is famous. Kyle's the host of the most popular talk show in recent memory, Stay Up Late with Kyle. Stay Up Late with Kyle has grown in popularity quickly in the last year, and the public has noticed. Inside has called Kyle a most excellent dumpy white man. That's an accomplishment. Top Tech noted that Kyle is inspiring youth to explore STEM fields. Most other talk shows are dedicated to discussing Kyle and his personal details. That's not as nice. Most online videos are best of clips taken from Kyle's latest broadcast. The eye of the world is upon Kyle. Tonight is Kyle's most important guest interview yet. Stay Up Late with Kyle will be featuring Rachel May. She is a kind and lovely philanthropist. She is dear to the hearts of many. This interview requires preparation. Kyle cracked his eyes open, knowing today is his last chance to prepare for the interview. Kyle has 30 hours left. He must choose his actions wisely. Start preparing. Kyle's first decision in the morning was made wisely. Exit the bed or wither away. You know, don't we all? Kyle decided to stay put and wither away. Kyle withered successfully and died. Shucks. Kyle is now a ghost. This does not relieve him of his responsibilities. Get out of bed anyways. Okay. Let's see. Kyle exited his bed. 27 hours? How long does it take you to die? Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his bedroom. This was scavenge. Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor, realizing his immediate need for gossip. Kyle firmly pressed his ear to the carpet, hoping to hear some stray words from the neighbors below. I heard Rachel May is going on a trip out of the country soon. Oh, girlfriend, tell me more. Well, what I will tell you is that every night I don a mask that looks like a bug and fight misdoers. There was stunned silence. Then a door opened and someone exited the neighbor's apartment. That's quite enough. I returned to the center. 21 hours? It's already been 9 hours? Okay. I don't think I should scavenge again. You know. No, I'll sit at my desk. I have time. And over to sat down. Oh, write notes for interview. Kyle wrote down his first question. Are you a mother? Am I a mother? Is your mother a mother? I wrote down the second sheet. What are some diet chips? Beef, mashed, or blended? Ever eaten a raw egg whole? What's your funniest story? Do you ever smile? I purposely ran over a puppy. You know, this one's a question. Do you ever smile? What's your guilty pleasure? Do you feel guilty? Are you guilty? Okay. Kyle ripped his page of notes out of the notebook and got up from the desk, back to desk. Made his way over to his desk and sat down. You know, back to room. 13 hours? It's been 17 hours since I got to bed. Dude, this guy is the least productive man I've ever heard of. We gotta get out of the bedroom. Exit bedroom, the hallway. You know, I'm pretty hungry. Walk to the center of the room. You know, let's check the fridge. Kyle opened the fridge, intending to find something to eat. Prepare breakfast, eat condiments, eat crusts on the fridge wall. Eat the fridge. Nom nom, if you know what I mean. Kyle put his neck directly upwards and twisted the fridge on top of his face. Somehow, the sound effect, what? Somehow, miraculously, he wrapped his mouth around the device. He started to swallow. In one slow, horrible movement, the fridge slid down Kyle's throat. After many gurgles, pops, and snaps, Kyle felt relatively sure the fridge would not come back out. Kyle walked to the center of the kitchen. Did I put clothes on? Wasn't. I should probably... Yeah, I should probably put on clothes. Kyle decided to take some time to choose the perfect outfit, knowing how important appearance is. Suit of armor. Wow, slick suit. Jean swimming out. Skunk pasties. You know it. Kyle chose the pasties made out of mashed... Why is it mashed skunk flesh? Getting the slimy garments to stay proved difficult. So Kyle opted to stick them to his body with hot glue. Back to room. Oh, is it time? ... Ellipses. Kyle hurried to the set. Per normal, he ceased to be a ghost before he arrived. Thank goodness, he really knows how to get prepared. Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. Good evening, Kyle, he said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here. Kyle responded. That's her polite scream and spin in circles. You know, I always like to give my first... See, the guests don't ever really get to know me that well, but if I just give a first impression, they'll get what I'm all about. Kyle stretched his arms wide, tilted his neck upwards, and... interrupted by the producer telling him and Rachel that it was time to start the show. Insist! Kyle shoved his producer out of the way, spread his arms wide, and began to scream loudly. He began to rotate slowly, screaming throughout, lightly brushing his hands against the faces of Rachel and just... his producer. After several minutes, Kyle was finished. He slowly put his hands down to his sides and smiled. I'm ready, said Kyle. Rachel blinked at Kyle, shrugged, and walked over to her seats. That's the interview. After months, gossip about neighbor. Good evening. Good evening, everybody, said Kyle. My neighbor is a bug vigilante. Nothing more to say on the matter, he fell silent. Rachel, also on camera, stared at her hands and wondered when she was going to be introduced. The producer started cutting different camera angles to break the tension. Kyle continued to remain silent and stare forward blankly. After several minutes, neighbor Gabby walked out on the set. Hi, everybody, she said, smiling hollowly. My name is Gabby, and I'm not a bug vigilante. False. Kyle looked at Gabby and then returned to staring forwards. Gabby began to reply, but was interrupted by a bug-shaped intercom on her belt. Bug girl, it squawked. A robbery is in progress on East 3rd. Report immediately. Gabby threw the intercom on the ground and crushed it under her foot. After a beat, she spoke tightly. Something has come up and suddenly, and I must go. Gabby left the set. Well, said Kyle, that's all the time we have for tonight. Thanks for joining us, Rachel. Kyle caught up, shook Rachel's hand again, and walked past the cameras, leaving her alone. Not knowing what else to do, the producer ended the broadcast. In the coming days, fans of both Rachel and Kyle dubbed the show as a masterpiece of television. Stay up late of Kyle's online pages were updated to reflect this broadcast as the most popular ever. Kyle's producer later tried to have Rachel on the show again, but she was very, very, very busy. I've talked about Gabby. Okay. Reset the interview. Maybe if I don't mention Gabby. Okay. I'm not gonna mention Gabby this time. That was fun though. It's time. Kyle heard to said, normal, etc., etc. Approach Rachel. Scream and spin circles. The usual. Insist. Okay, is it time? I'm ready, said Kyle. Took over her seat. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. Let's start the broadcast this time. Good evening, everyone, said Kyle, looking up at the camera. Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle. Here's Rachel. Kyle vomited all of the horrible things. He vomited the whole fridge onto the floor. Rachel looked at Kyle, concerned. Gave a couple coughs and decided to play it cool and keep the show running. Thank you. Kyle stopped, then vomited, then continued with a shaky voice. Tonight I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction. Kyle motioned at Rachel, who smiled and waved to the camera. Hello, Kyle, she said. I'm glad to be here. Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss, so we might as well dive right in, said Kyle. I'm very ready, said Rachel with a winning smile. Sorry, this one just stood out to me. I'm gonna keep that one to last. I think that's the final one. Ever eaten a raw egg whole? Hey, Rachel. Ever eaten a raw egg whole? Asked Kyle. Like shell and all? Asked Rachel. Kyle continued. I have. Like a lot. It's really bad, though. Sometimes I spit it back up. There was a silence. It actually gets easier the more you do it, continued Kyle, without losing momentum. So don't start, I say. Rachel chose not to answer and look in the other direction. He's hiding something. Kyle asked another question. Is your mother a mother? So, said Kyle. My mother is a mother. My mother's mother is her mother, and my mother's mother. And many mothers have mother's mother's mother. Is your mother a mother? Rachel went to answer and stopped. I believe, she said, that I should answer yes? Kyle asked another question. Do you ever smile? Do you ever smile, spat Kyle? Like, seriously. Rachel stopped smiling. If you're going to be on the show, you need the smile, okay? Said Kyle. No. If you're going to be on the show, you need the smile, okay? Said Kyle, not smiling. You're going to get views, and you'll get more views if you smile. Here, I'll show you how. Turn the camera and give the audience a huge teeth clenched, bug-eyed grimace. Rachel nodded and obviously wanted to move on. Kyle asked another question. Are you guilty? Rachel, are you guilty? Kyle threw his... Are you guilty? Kyle threw his questions on the floor, stood up and pointed at her. Are you guilty? Kyle, whoa. Rachel's eye twitched slightly. Guilty of what, dear Kyle? She smiled disingenuously. Guilty, spouted Kyle, of your crimes. Rachel did not answer. Her eyelids both started twitching uncontrollably. After reading his final question, Kyle looked up from his paper. Well, Rachel, he said, I think that's all I was planning on asking you. If that's the case, Kyle, may I ask you something in return? Asked Rachel, smiling one more time. What on earth are you wearing? Are they made of skunks? Before Kyle could answer, the camera shut down. The broadcast was over. Kyle returned home knowing the interview had gone well. As he lay in bed and drifted to sleep, he felt that perhaps something was still missing. Kyle prepared very well. More world options. Well, we got some more in this area. So I think I did all the stuff. I mean, I could just not spin, but I don't think that affects it. Very wisely. I'm just gonna exit the bed. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his bedroom. You know, let's get those skunk paste. Expect rusty locker. Let's get the skunk pasties on. Eating the slime garments to stay proof. Yeah. What was that? Inspect rusty locker. Kyle knelt down and inspected the old rusty container that had been in his closet for ages. It was locked but had a blade-shaped slot in the top. I don't need the gossip. You know, let's go ahead. Let's go here. Is there another? I should probably eat. I'll eat something good. So no. You know, let's check the pantry. Okay. Let's eat the fridge again. Back to the kitchen. 11 hours. Okay, return the hallway. I might not do the fridge last time. That next time. That takes a lot of time. I'm gonna leave my apartment. Down, Gabby. Let's go visit the bug vigilante. Walked out in the middle of the road and took a long, pondering look around him. Let's visit my neighbor. Kyle approached his downstairs neighbor's door and knocked. A middle-aged woman named Gabby answered the. Ian started consume Gabby. You know, I did eat, but I could use a little snack for my energy. Kyle unhinged his jaw and swallowed Gabby whole. Job done, Kyle. Job done. Kyle returned to the middle of the street. Let's visit the tech store. Kyle walked into the clean white tech store. He was greeted by Techno Jim, elaborate cutout mascot playing soft music from a small microphone. Asked him for steal Techno Jim. Techno Jim is mine. Quickly before the attendant could acknowledge him, Kyle grabbed Techno Jim by the shoulders. Finding that Techno Jim's cardboard feet were bolted to the ground, Kyle started to heave upwards. After several tugs, Techno Jim broke free, leaving one foot and one leg behind. Kyle glanced at the attendant, who was staring bewildered, and ran outside. Continue of day. Kyle walked into the middle of the road and took a long, pondering look around him. Oh, it's time. It's time for the interview. Oh, am I gonna have Techno? I'm gonna have Techno Jim with me! I didn't prepare questions. Sit across from his host, yeah. Approach Rachel. Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to this. Interview Techno Jim instead. Kyle roughly shoved Rachel out of her seat and placed Techno Jim in it instead. In her stead. Hello, Techno Jim, said Kyle. I'm going to interview you today. Kyle grasped Techno Jim's hand and tried to shake it, but instead tore off the cardboard frame. Kyle's producer, sensing viral media, pulled the bewildered Rachel out of frame and motioned the crew to go live. Cameraman moved, lights flashed, and suddenly the studio was on air. Hi, I'm Kyle, said Kyle. And tonight I'm going to interview a very special guest. He pointed at Techno Jim using the dismembered arm. Techno Jim heard the smoke from the heat of the lights. Would you like to introduce yourself? Asked Kyle. Knowing Jim would probably not speak, Kyle took it upon himself to be his voice as well. Hi, Kai, he said, raising the pitch of... Oh, hi, Kai, he said, raising the pitch of his voice. My name is Rachel May, and I'm a very special guest. Rachel's expression of confusion turned to shock. Well, Rachel, you look way too thin and absolutely terrible. And you should feel ugly. Kyle gave Jim a meaningful stare. Wow, Kyle, he said. I sure wish I could look like you. Techno Jim burst into flames. Instantaneously, oh, that's cool. The sprinkler. The sprinkler system initiated. Curtains of water poured down from the rafters. Within seconds, the production equipment was doused in fire. The set was soon a burst of electrical fires. Kyle, screw, abandon their post as cameramen and sound mixers try to put the fires out. As like traveled around. The cameras continue. Are these my stuff? Pasties? Of course the pasties. Bad food, gap. Plus, what? Techno gym. Kyle sat motionless, staring forward. Eventually, the fires were all put out, and Kyle's producers shut off the broadcast, leaving Kyle's vacant stare as the final frame. Kyle's rating skyrocketed. Techno Gym became a staple on the show, often ending up destroyed by the end of each episode. Although Rachel did not come back on the show, her cardboard portrayal did. Rachel was very popular. Interviewed Rachel. I should... Let's exit the bed. Let's do the... let's get a really... I'm gonna do a really good interview. So, open the closet. Choose an outfit. Slick suit. Kyle miraculously crammed his dumpy body into the chest pockets were filled with random knickknacks. We're gonna be quick about this. Move to kitchen. The pantry's locked, so open the fridge. I will not eat the crust. I'm gonna prepare breakfast. Breakfast. How construction of breakfast? Next time. Kyle ate his breakfast slowly and thoughtfully, enjoying every bite. He felt refreshed. Okay, sick. We're good there. So, kitchen, bedroom. I need to prepare my questions. Sit at desk. Write notes for interview. Are you a mother? Beef measure. What are some diet tips? What's your funniest story? I purposely ran over a puppy. It's mine. What's your guilty pleasure? Are you guilty? Okay. I guess that's it. Back to room. I could go visit my neighbor real quick. Live apartment. You know what? No, let's visit the tech store. No, visit tech store. I'm gonna steal Techno Jim because he's just my buddy. Remember, he made the review skyrocket. You can't underestimate Techno Jim. Video of day. Can I visit my... No. Oh, it's time. I've been looking forward to being here. Kyle responded. Answer politely. And as well, Rachel, answered Kyle, extending his hand in greeting. You are a most welcome guest. Shake hands. After other mild exchanges of pleasantries, Kyle and Rachel were prompted to take their places for the broadcast. A moment after seeing the studio lights brighten, the cameras clicked on. Start broadcast. Good evening, everyone, said Kyle, looking at the camera. Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle. Tonight I have... Tonight I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs more introduction. However, said Kyle, suddenly dropping his voice, Rachel May is not sitting next to me. She is not new to this show. She did not walk in before me. In fact, said Kyle, I am Rachel May. Rachel looked at Kyle, confused, and silently mouthed the words, You are new. Kyle stood up quickly and threw his arms above him, pointed upwards. I have never been Kyle, he proclaimed. I have never been the host of the show Stay Up Late with Kyle. Kyle looked and pointed directly at the camera. I'm here for but one reason. To interview myself. Kyle sat down in his chair and went to produce the notes he had taken earlier. Kyle read the first question on his list. Are you a mother? I'm glad you asked. Yes, I am. Oh, yes, you are. Kyle tried to figure out who was talking to whom. Or I am. In a fit, Kyle continued to re-answer his question, trying to come up with the correct phrasing. Rachel spoke up. Kyle, I'm not a mother at all, so it doesn't really matter. Lies! Impossible! I don't believe it! Kyle banged his fist on the chair. Kyle, I've never been in a position for that. I really just focused on my career. All you need to do was ask. Rachel smiled sweetly. Kyle was silent for a moment. Then, realizing he had no idea what he was doing, he decided to let Rachel talk. So what about your career? Do you enjoy what you do? Like, how did you get into it? The two continued talking for the better part of an hour, Kyle asking questions and Rachel answering accordingly. Eventually, Kyle's producer signaled to Kyle that it was time to stop. The broadcast ended. The crew, Rachel and Kyle, said their goodbyes and returned home. Kyle continued to think about Rachel after the interview ended. Something about Rachel had struck Kyle. He wasn't exactly sure what. I'm missing my words today. But he did not know. But he did know that he was interested to hear that she was single. Whoa, Kyle. Kyle noticed Rachel. Good job, Kyle. Okay, let's put it back one more time. Back to the bed. You know, we're gonna eat. I don't need clothes. We're gonna leave the apartment. We're gonna visit Gabby. We're gonna eat her. We're gonna go steal Techno Gym real quick. Techno Gym is mine. Return to the apartment. You know, I'm thinking that maybe none of, you know, I'll do that. You know what? Movement. Pantry. I need a key. Do I have a key somewhere? Bedroom. Scavenge. Resources. You have to come to the damn house of filter mode. After finding and eating a few bits of crumbs and a little cheese, Kyle found something much more important. Oh, indeed, it was the corpse of Harry, a friend that had gone missing years ago while at Kyle's house. Kyle was glad to see him again, but was unsure of whether to interrupt such an important day with Harry business. A deal of Harry. Kyle hoisted Harry onto his shoulder and took him outside. Kyle began dragging Harry's body down the street, trying many stairs. Kyle knew exactly where he needed to take Harry's corpse. On a lovely play date, just the two of them. My timer went away. Kyle and Harry started at the arcade. Kyle used Harry's arms to operate the joysticks and push buttons. After 5 or 6 different games, the two friends had enough tickets for a single candy bar. They took their prize to the local park for eating. What? Kyle tried to feed some of the chocolate bar to Harry, but Harry didn't seem not have an appetite. After eating, Kyle noticed a nearby playground. He dragged Harry over. Kyle tried to figure out a way to swing Harry in the swing set, but lacking the ability to grip, Harry kept falling out. Instead, Kyle started to lug Harry to the top of the slide and shove him down time and time again. Finally, Kyle took Harry to the movies to see as many popular films as their pocket change allowed. Kyle quickly forgot he had no pocket change, so he searched through Harry's pocket until he found his wallet. Kyle brought 2 tickets to A Love Romance. After getting inside, Kyle left Harry to go find a restroom. By the time Kyle had finished using the restroom, he had forgotten that he brought Harry along. Kyle watched A Love Romance by himself. Harry's corpse sat on the bench in the atrium. While Kyle was in the movie, a beautiful thing happened. Harry's corpse, imbued with the power of friendship and love, was reanimated. Harry's old rotten flesh gained color and life. His fingernails regrew. His missing eye came back. By the time the movie was over, Harry was able to greet Kyle with a large friendly hug at his old self. Kyle was confused but delighted to have his long-lost friend meet him on his way out of the theater. The two made plans to get drinks together and parted ways for the day. Kyle returned home, forgetting about the interview with Rachel. Kyle helped a friend. It's so beautiful. This game is so much fun. I would love to play this again. If y'all ever want to see it again, you can leave it in the comments. You could also do the good old subscribing and liking the video. That would also work. As you might have been able to tell by my like descending tone, This is the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed, and if you want to see more, do the good usual liking, subscribing, etc. I hope I'll see you next time. See you guys later.